Hello.
Wow. That's how you start a show, right there.
Welcome into the pre-show. For the pre-show.
Just V&A Moreno, everybody, producing today. I'm just Greg Tepper. Like, I'm sorry to disappoint everybody. It's like they're like, oh, wow, a special show. Oh, it's just Greg. Yeah, just me. But a very special producer today is V&A Moreno, sitting in for the betrothed Ashley Pickle and the pre-drunk Mallory Hartley. Like, is that what's going on?
Pre-drunk?
Is that like what's going on?
I guess so.
I would presume, because she's the maid of honor, right?
Yes.
So I presume she's already intoxicated.
Honestly, I mean, aren't we all a little bit?
Wow. Okay, not me. No.
A couple, like, hours
this
before.
This is delicious community coffee. This is the only thing that I consume.
Yes, you're right. You're right.
Delicious community coffee. Welcome into the pre-show for the pre-show. I'm Greg. That is V&A. And we are coming to you live from the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Studios. We are closing in. The reason that V&A is sitting in is, as we mentioned, Mallory is preparing for Saturday, because on Saturday our usual producer, Ashley Pickle, is getting married. The big day for her. You'll be there, right?
I will be.
You'll be there. Are you excited?
I am pumped. I got a nice little dress and, some nice shoes.
Okay.
Gonna dress up for Miss Pickle's big day.
Okay. Good. I might.
Yeah, you're gonna do something. You're not really. Are you gonna go? Are you going? Right? You are going.
We'll see
right?
if I can make time for it.
All right. Yeah.
We did get a. This is true. I texted Pickle last night because I had to get final confirmation on what tie she wants me to wear when I officiate the wedding on Saturday. That's an important thing, you know what I mean? Because I'm not like, you don't dress as like the groomsmen, you know what I mean? Like they're wearing their own thing. And
yeah.
But I want to be.
I
don't want to be mismatched.
Can we release what color tie?
Yeah. So I'm wearing the powder blue Dumb and Dumber suit. If you remember that, with the top hat and the cane.
And doesn't it have like little like
the frills and the
frills?
tails? Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be so dope.
Yeah.
If I just walked up there. Do you think
and then like all you say is like, all right, you know what? Let's just cut to the chase. Is it just gonna be Pickle?
Do you know what? Like, the thing is, I think that if I were to roll in like that, would she still let me do the ceremony? That is a good question. Because, like, I don't know if she knows anyone else who's ordained, like, that's going to be there.
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like, could she call an audible that late in the game?
I'll just do it. I'm the next Catholic.
Am I totally in control here?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that remains to be
No,
seen.
she would definitely send you home. She'd be like, I don't know who you are.
Yeah. She'd be like, all right, you need to take off. Yeah. So it'll be fun. And then the next thing that's going to be on the agenda is the 25ª or Señora, right?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Right?
Yeah, instead of a
Who was that behind you?
that was Sam, actually, one of our interns. Really quick.
Yes.
Do you want to say hi, Sam? Do you want to peek your head? He's one of our interns. He's sitting on.
Hi, Sam.
Hi, Sam. But
suddenly there was just like movement behind him. I'm like, wow!
It's because he's monitoring our show right now. But
okay.
He's sitting in on our shows because he will be learning more stuff to come there. Anyways, but yes, 25ª. I didn't have a quinceañera. As many know, that is when you celebrate your 15th birthday and you become a woman.
Why are you doing that with your hands?
and so 25ª, I think, is a good phrase. I'm not going to wear the big dress, okay?
Okay, well, not with that attitude, you're not.
I thought you were You have to dress up, and you have to wear the big.
What can I wear that would be most like what can I wear?
God, jeez.
What can I wear? Like, you let me know.
You can't. It is it's like country westerny themed style. So I heard that you have a pair of boots.
I do have a pair of boots. I have not worn them in a hot minute.
Do they still fit?
That's a great question. But I mean, like, my feet haven't grown. You know what I mean?
I guess
they should.
No one goes through puberty at the late age of, or young age of 30. Yes.
A lot wrong with that sentence there. A lot of moving parts there.
It's chaos. That's what you get for having a V&A on the pre-show.
I know. It's all chaos.
But yes, I'm very excited to have all of my friends and family.
Yeah. Plus me.
Plus you. And for my 25th birthday.
It'll be fun. Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. So big doings around here at the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Studios. But first we got a little bit of football to talk to. Hit the theme expo. Texas. It is Texas Football Today, a show on the internet. My name is Greg Tepper. I'm the managing editor of Dave Campbell's Texas Football Magazine and TexasFootball.com. Thank you for spending part of your day with us, whether you're watching us live at TexasFootball.com. Thank Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, all the places, or you listen to us on the podcast, which you can subscribe to on the podcast vendor of your choice, or you are listening to us on the podcast, which you can subscribe to on the podcast vendor of your choice. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by something I can't tell you about. Either way, thank you for doing your part. Support your local mediocre internet show. I am sitting over there at the helm today, making us sound good. So Mallory Hartley's our QB2. And that would mean that V&A Moreno is our QB3. She's our Trey Lance. It's V&A Moreno.
What's up? How's it going?
We traded a 4th-round pick for you.
I guess I'm Trey Lance.
You are Trey
Am I
Lance.
excited about that?
I don't know. Are you?
Hey, honestly, I didn't really see him play, so
you gave up. You're probably one of the biggest Cowboys fans in this office, and you tapped out on this season.
Yeah. Well, high school football kind of took over my brain.
Dang right it did. Today is Thursday, January 16th, 2024. A mere 315. Got me. Good. You sure? How sure are you? A mere. You got me.
Yeah, just keep talking. Sure. Keep going.
What if I keep doing? I'm not going to touch it.
There you go.
A mere 315 days till Thanksgiving. Happy birthday to John Carpenter. John Carpenter turns 77 today. You may not know who John Carpenter is. John Carpenter directed The Thing. He did Big Trouble in Little China. He did Halloween, the Michael Myers movie. He did Escape from New York. Anyway, it's episode 1827.
Sam might know who that is.
Oh, he definitely knows who John Carpenter is.
John Carpenter?
John Carpenter.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
I'm getting a solid nod.
Oh, yeah.
Getting a solid nod.
It's episode 1827. On today's show, folks, it is Thursday, so of course we'll do Math Tuesday. We're going to talk a little bit about the most improved teams in Texas high school football in the year of our Lord 2024. We will talk about that. And then back half of the show, Matt Stepp was down on the coast, caught up with the head coach of the Kingsville King Brahmas, Coach Ruben Garcia. We will hear from him coming up here at the back half of the program. If you stick around with us, plus we'll answer maybe a couple questions in the comments. So if you get those questions in on Facebook and YouTube, we'll answer a couple of those. That sound good to you?
Sounds great to me.
Sound good to you?
I like it.
Okay. Do we have first four through the door, VNA?
Do we have, I believe, let me check.
Yes.
TJ Hudson, Ace, Joey Hill, and jersey number 69.
Nice. Welcome in, friends. We do appreciate you spending a little bit of your day with us. We have arrived in the Texas high school football off season. It's a long way to to August in the Texas high school football season. But of course, we like to keep things light around here, like to make sure we have these signposts that people can rely on. So today is Thursday, and every Thursday we like to celebrate Math Tuesday.
Oh my goodness. Math Tuesday.
It's Math Tuesday here on Texas Football Today, where we dive into the numbers of Texas high school football, talk a little bit about some of the things that make Texas high school football go, and maybe some things that you haven't had thought about. And so today, we're going to start a series of a couple of segments where we're going to talk about the most improved teams in Texas high school football. And, one of the things that we try to focus on around here is trajectories of Texas high school football teams. Because in the end, there's only 12 UIL Texas high school football teams that are going to achieve the ultimate goal, right? And if you measure it only in that way, if you measure it only as pass-fail, then there's only 12 teams that had a successful season, right? And that's just not the case, right? Because that would mean that there's 1,200 teams that had a failure of a season. And that's just plain and simple not the case, especially when you talk about improvement. And you talk with Texas high school football coaches, and yes, the ultimate goal is to win a state championship, but a lot of these coaches are saying, we just want to get better. We want to get this program moving in the right direction. And so what we're going to start doing is taking a look at which programs did the best job of moving the program in the right directions, which teams made the biggest leaps. And so we're going to start with just the basics, okay? Which teams improved in the win column? There's more to it than wins and losses, and certainly I think that we talk all the time about teams that are better than their record indicates or maybe worse than their record indicates. But there are, I think when you take a look at these teams, as a famous man once said, a guy who used to be the coach of the Dallas Cowboys, you are what your record says you are. And so let's start by comparing what you did in 2023 to what you did in 2024. And plain and simple, which teams increase their win total the most from 2023 to 2024. So let's put up that first graphic. Here are the teams that improved their win total the most from 2023 to 2024. And there at the top, the Antelopes of Post. There are the most improved team in Texas high school football as far as win total is concerned. They improved by 11 wins. Okay? Consider that. They went from a 2-8 team in 2023 to a regional final, to a state semifinal. They were in the regional final at 13-0. They were undefeated regional finalists. So a remarkable turnaround there for the Antelopes. Not far behind them, though, the Rough Riders of Saginaw, who put together one of the most remarkable seasons we've seen, the best season in program history. They go from 1-9 to 11-1. I mean, it is hard to overstate what a huge turnaround that is, to go from 1-9, which puts you as one of the very, quite frankly, worst programs in Texas high school football, to 11-1, which puts you among the elite. To go from the cellar to the penthouse like Saginaw did is remarkable. Same thing goes for El Paso El Dorado. El Paso El Dorado, the Aztecs, go from 1-9 to 10-1. To go from 1-9 to a 10-win season is crazy. And I know that 10-1 is not exactly the record they wanted to finish with, but to improve by 9 wins is insane. The Jaguars of Somerville did the same thing. Go from 2-8 in 2023 to 11-2 this year. In the six-man ranks, the Braves of Three-Way were winless in 2023. A winless team. They go to 9-2 in 2024. Now, Water Valley at the bottom goes from 2-7 to 11-3, and that is worth celebrating. There is a small, teeny little asterisk there. Water Valley, in realignment, moved from 11-man to 6-man. So they are playing a different game. They are playing a different, they moved from 2A to 1A. So that matters a little bit in this one, but make no mistake, to go from 2 wins to 11 wins is a remarkable accomplishment. And so those are the teams that made that leap in 1 year. And just plain and simple, comparing 2023 to 2024 is impressive. And those are the teams that, from a one-year perspective, the turnaround was the swiftest. But I want to zoom out a little bit. And what I want to do is now take a look at the teams, as far as trajectory is concerned, are looking good over the last 2 years. Okay? Which teams that, if you go back to 2020, 2022, which teams have improved their win total and the trajectory is starting to move forward, and that progress is really starting to point up. And so let's take a look at which teams from a 2-year span are making that leap. And you're going to see some different teams here. One of them at the very top, a state champion, Richmond Randall. It's easy to forget that in 2022, in their first varsity season, they went 4-6. Okay? They go from 4-6 to 16-0. The reason that we talk about how rare it is for a young program like Richmond Randall to win a state championship in their third varsity season is because their first varsity season tends to look like that. It tends to look like 4-6.
It's insane.
Okay? Post, by the way, we mentioned them in the previous graphic. They were coming off back-to-back 2-8 seasons. Then they go 13-1. Iowa Colony, another young program, goes from 2-8 in 2022 to 12-2 in 2024. Fort Worth Benbrook was 1-9 back in 2022. They vault all the way to 11-1 in 2024. Junction, the Eagles. What a turnaround it's been for the Eagles. They go from 2-8 in 2022 all the way to 12-2 this past season. And then we mentioned Saginaw. Remember, they went back-to-back 1-9 seasons. This is a Saginaw program that you could put among like the very low, like we did our program rankings, and I want to say their program ranking was in the thousands. Okay, it had 4 digits in it. And then they rattle off an 11-1 season, by far the best season in program history. So these are programs where the trajectory is very clearly pointing up over the last couple seasons. And you see a state champion there in Richmond Randall who is proof that, yeah, that trajectory, that build is working there for Brian Randall and those Lions. And so those are teams that obviously those programs are on the way up, and the arrow is very clearly pointing up for them. Now, I want to zoom out one more time, and I want to look at a 3-year span. And here's what I want to do here. Instead of looking at the teams that improved the most, because, look, rosters are going to turn over, right? The roster that you had in 2021 versus the roster that you had in 2024, they're going to be vastly different. Maybe there are some guys who have been 3-year starters, but chances are you've fully turned over the roster, maybe save for 5% at most of your roster. But the mark of in my opinion, a truly impressive program, and a program which is very clearly on the rise, would be if you are getting better each year over the course of a span. We talked about on Monday the Texas high school football program rankings we put on TexasFootball.com. And Jeff Reardon, the coach at Chapel Hill, texted me and he said, hey, can you go back and look at what our program ranking was back in 2019? Back, I believe, right when he arrived, 2019. They were 888th in the state. They're now 88th in the state. Okay? From 888 to 88. They made that 800 spot leap. That is a program whose trajectory is very clearly on the rise. And so what I want to do in this one for here is I want to look over the last 3 seasons and which teams have increased their win total each of the last 3 seasons. So it could mean just going from 1 win to 2 wins to 3 wins to 4 wins, but just getting better each year. And of the 1,216 UIL Texas high school football teams, there are only 35 that have won more games than the season before in the past, over the last 3 years. And some of them, I think you're going to recognize some of the big names, right? Ganado, a defending state champ. That is a program that has been on the rise. They've been consistently better. They went from 7-6 to 9-4 to 12-3 to 15-1. That's a rise. You look at actually what's going on in Crowley ISD. Both North Crowley and Crowley have been there. We've praised what Ray Gates has done at North Crowley. remember, back in 2021, they were 7-4. 7-4, 12-1, 14-1, 16-0. But then there's other programs that maybe you haven't paid attention to what they've been doing, right? Look at what's been happening at Sulphur Springs. Okay? Sulphur Springs, back in 2021, they were 0-10. They go 0-10, 7-4. Really nice leap. But then, and if they had stopped there, it would have been an impressive story. But they go 0-10 to 7-4 to 8-3 to 10-3. They are very clearly on the rise. Honeygrove, LaPorte is very impressive. We got a great story on TexasFootball.com. They've been doing that without a home stadium. Alvarado has been on the rise. Bremont, another program. Palestine Westwood. What's going on in Richardson ISD with Richardson High and Pierce? New Diana, Littlefield. There's 35 teams. Aldine Davis, Cy Lakes, Dallas Adamson, Austin Travis. Just 35 teams have been able to increase their win total each of the last 3 seasons. That, to me, is a remarkable achievement. That, to me, shows consistent and sustainable growth within a program. And I think for these programs, if you're one of these programs, you're feeling pretty good about where your program's heading. Because the arrow is very clearly pointing up for these guys. And some of them are, obviously, they've already reached the mountaintop. Ganado, obviously, they're feeling pretty good. North Crowley, feeling pretty good. Stanford, played for a state championship last year. They're feeling pretty good. Others, more work to do, but the arrow is very clearly pointing up for each of these programs. And they would go into the list of, as far as over the last 3 years, programs that have been the most improved programs in Texas across the state. So there it is, a look at some of the most improved programs in Texas high school football over the last year, the last 2 years, and the last 3 years. We'll have this up on TexasFootball.com as well, so make sure you check it out there. We are Texas Football Today. We're here every Monday and Thursday on TexasFootball.com, talking football in the Lone Star State. You can follow us on Twitter at TCTF. Like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, Instagram.com/Dave Campbell's. And, of course, see us at TexasFootball.com. I sure hope you'll consider going to TexasFootball.com/subscribe to become a Dave Campbell's Texas Football subscriber. You get the 2024 right there. 2024 Dave Campbell's Texas Football Rising, our recruiting edition with Jonah Williams on it. We'll mail that to you right now if you go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe. Plus, you can watch all sorts of live events on Dave Campbell's Texan Live all year long, including tons of basketball right now on Dave Campbell's Texan Live. If you go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe. Coming up here in just a moment, Ruben Garcia, the head coach of the Kingsville King Brahmas, talked with Matt Stepp down there at the clinic on the coast. But first, a word from these valued partners.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Potter, Executive Director of Be Well Texas. Too many people are struggling alone these days, and alcohol and drug deaths are increasing. We started Be Well Texas to offer high-quality, science-based addiction treatment and recovery services anywhere, even at home. We provide compassionate, caring support virtually or in person. In many cases, there is no cost for treatment if you don't have insurance. Really. Welcome to Be Well Texas. We're glad you're here.
30-yard line, the 20, the 10, touchdown!
Hey DFW residents, get your grocery essentials in minutes, not hours or days, with Wing Drone Delivery. Forget about last-minute trips to the store when you need things like cereal for breakfast before school, medicine for a cold, or snacks for a movie night. Wings drones get you quick, no-contact delivery in as fast as 15 minutes. Say goodbye to last-minute grocery runs and say hello to more of your valuable time. Sign up today.
Texas coaches, Coach Brackle here from First Down Playbook. After 25 years as a Texas high school football coach, I understand the time, energy, and commitment it takes to compete at your level. First Down Playbook was created by coaches for coaches to help you vertically line your total program. 1 week free team membership for all Texas high school and college coaches. Let First Down Playbook help give you that winning edge.
Matt Stepp, Dave Campbell's Texas Football, here at the Clinic on the Coast in Corpus Christi, the Coastal Bend Coaches Association Convention, and we are here with the head coach of the Kingsville Brahmas, not the Brahmas, the Kingsville Brahmas, Coach Ruben Garcia. Coach, appreciate you taking a couple minutes to chat with us this morning.
Yes, I appreciate you having me on here. Appreciate you showing up to this clinic. Great clinic, a lot of great speakers. It's one I look forward to going to every year. It's a great opportunity for people in this area to hear speakers from across the state and just get better, and not only in football, but track, volleyball, and everything that they offer. And I appreciate you making the trip down here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a unique clinic because they have track and volleyball here. So it's, people think of coaches' clinics, and obviously football takes the attention away, a lot of it. But, as an athletic director, you want your other sports to get better. And for your volleyball and track coaches to get in here and get a little stuff, it's got to be good for the whole athletic program. Right?
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's great for the entire athletic program, male and female sports, and just an opportunity, like I said, for everyone to grow and just continue to get better. All
right, now let's look back at the 2024 season for Kingsville. You guys made progress. Year 3?
I'm going into year 3.
You're going into in year 2. You guys made some progress. You got into the playoffs, which I know is a step in the right direction. Looking back on the 2024 season, what were some of the high marks, and what were you most pleased with your kids and your seniors?
I would think some of the high marks was just the progress we made from year 1 to year 2. Year 1 going 3-7, and I believe we were 1-4 in games with 7 points or less. To going 8-3 and winning a share of the district championship. We set the school record for points scored in the season. Like I said, won a share of a district championship for the first time in a while. And man, we just had a great season, and the kids were really excelling in what we were trying to do from their hard work and their dedication from off season and in the summer strength and conditioning and the summer skills. It really paid off, and I think we're ahead of the curve. I think we went into the year ahead of the curve, but now it's time to build on it and continue to grow and continue to get better and be where we want to be. We preach, trophies. That was our motto all season, trying to collect gold balls. And now we just, that we want to share the district championship. Next year we want to win an outright district championship and then, make a playoff run.
And the excitement of the community. I know Kingsville loves their football, and with you guys starting to get it turned around, did you see kind of the energy in the building and in the stands kind of increase as the season went along, as you guys were embarking on what ended up being a pretty good season?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I said, the kids were bought in and the parents were bought in, and the community support was tremendous this year. Games were packed, especially the homecoming game. We had the homecoming game, and man, it was the most packed I've seen it in a very long time, and it was loud. It was fun. The atmosphere was great. The atmosphere against La Feria for the district championship was amazing. The crowd noise, the support, the fans. We had a ton of support this year, a ton of, not only from the community and the parents and the fans and my family, but also from administration, staff, just the band, cheer drill. Everybody just was all cohesive. And it really paid off, and it really helped our volleyball team too. They want to buy district championship this year. So I think it just overall for the school climate, it really came together, and the excitement and the energy is just top notch. And it's a bright future in Brahma Kingdom.
There you go. Now let's look ahead. Now, first off, before we get to 2025, you got an off season to get going, and we all know off season is key. So what are you guys, you and your coaching staff, focused on with your kids this offseason? And everybody wants to get stronger, wants to get faster, but especially when you get the footballs out in the spring and you start doing some skill stuff in your athletic period, what are you guys going to be focused on?
Man, getting mentally tough, but also fixing the little things. I felt like the little things really is kind of what hurt us this year. Against Moody, we went for 2 and didn't get it. I don't think it was the greatest play call by me, but at the same time, we actually didn't execute it right. And if we had executed it right, we'd probably get in and go to overtime. And then the little things, against Port I, we probably dropped 4 or 5 touchdowns, just not finishing the catch. And we were in the right positions defensively and just not making the play. And the same thing with Rockport, we jumped up 14-0, and then defensively we were in the right spots and just not finishing the tackles. And then offensively, we just had some miscues, and it was just little things. All 3 of our losses, it was a lot of little things. So we've really been harping on the little things. This offseason, we started this week when we got back to school, and it's just, making sure we're lined up, make sure the locker room's clean, making sure everyone's wearing the same thing, make sure you're putting your clothes in the laundry locker, making sure your name is on it, make sure you're doing the right way, make sure your hands are behind your back, feet together, counting, being vocal, and really trying to also build some leadership with our seniors and juniors. We have a lot of great players, They just need to step up leadership-wise because they're good leaders. They're just not vocal. We're trying to get the vocal out of them just so that everyone kind of follows suit because we have a chance to be really good again next year and for the years to come.
All right, final question for you, Coach. Looking specifically, you lose a good senior class, and you got to fill those holes. So what specific positions are you looking? Maybe that you lost some starters to graduation, or you're looking for some young guys to take that next step, mature this off season, and step into those roles.
I think one for sure is quarterback. Losing Dylan Everett, I mean, he was a stud.
Yeah,
just picked up an offer from Tamook, and he accounted for I think it was like over 3,000 yards. So that's one thing. We have a kid right now, Isaac Cason, who's a sophomore, that was the backup quarterback, who's honestly really stepped up and been working hard, done a lot of training on his own with Zach Gomez, and then just really showing up to track in the morning. And he plays basketball. He's really trying to do things right. So the quarterback position, and then receiver wise, we have a lot of young kids, sophomores, juniors. It's mainly sophomores that are stepping up right now, and they look good. I'm talking about just at track practice. They look good, putting in the work, grinding. Like it was funny. I was telling my OC like on Thursday, there was no track practice after school, and one of the sophomores was like, "We have track practice after school," and he said, "No." And right away he goes, "I guess we're going to the field then." On their own, they're just trying to go put in that work. So they're serious about it. And then I think defensively, we lose an outside linebacker and both inside linebackers. One of our safeties and one of our corners, so we're filling in spots where we're turning 5 on offense, 5 on defense, but we got a lot of kids that played, that got good reps, but a lot of kids that were young but talented and that are bought in and are doing the extra and are wanting to get better and really trying to build on what we're doing because they want to build a legacy. We're trying to make a name not only for ourselves and the community, but they want to make a name for their class. And I think it's really carrying over with the buy-in. We got a lot of kids that are just all in with what we're trying to do, and now more kids are following suit. And then, how it is when you get that buy-in and everyone comes together and they have the same common goal and they're really working towards it, you just get so much better because your best player to your not probably the least skilled player are all just growing. Mm-hmm. And so I'm excited about that, and we are filling some holes. But the other thing is Demarius, our running back, he was only a sophomore. He comes back and he had over 1,400 yards and 19 touchdowns. So when you have a kid like that coming back for the next 2 years as well, I'm excited about it. I think on the offensive line, we lose quite a bit, but we're going to be bigger because we had a lot. I mean, we have a freshman that's probably this tall and a sophomore the same. And we got an incoming an 8th grader right now that's my height and is only going to get bigger. So I'm excited, man. I think we have a lot of talent coming up and, got a lot of talent coming back. So even though we have those holes to fill, I feel like we're filling them with quality people.
Well, it looks like the future's bright in Kingsville. Coach Ruben Garcia, appreciate your time.
Yes,
appreciate what you do for student athletes of the state of Texas. Good luck this offseason, and we'll see you down the road.
Yeah, and appreciate everything you do for high school football in Texas, man.
Appreciate it.
The hard work you put in and going everywhere. People don't realize you also have another job. You do this, and without you, I don't think we would have as much exposure as we do, so I appreciate it.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Okay, that was a good interview till the end there. Ruben Garcia, the head coach. Kingsville King Brahmas, appreciate his time up until the very end there where he praised Matt Stepp. But Matt Stepp down there at the clinic on the coast. There. Appreciate his time as always. And yeah, big doings down there on the coast. Appreciate all those guys putting up with Stepp per usual. Let's go over to VNA Moreno for America's second favorite segment, Final Thoughts. If we've got any questions from the people, we can certainly field one or two.
I think we do.
Okay.
Let me check. There was a good one. Let me try and find it. Jersey number 69 said, question for Tepper.
Mm-hmm.
Will he have an iPad or notes at the wedding, or will he be doing everything strictly from memory?
Okay.
That is a good question.
That's a great question. So I am going to be giving my remarks off the dome. I'll be giving that from memory. But then when we get to the actual, so we're going to say a prayer. I'm not going to freelance a prayer. Okay. I'm not going to mess with freelance a prayer. I'm not going to go into the scramble drill with a prayer. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Between that and then also vows and ring stuff. When we get to the scripted part, I'm going to have a little book with the script and stuff like that. Okay. But my comments off the top, I'm gonna do those off the dome. So I've joked with you. It's I should think about what I'm going to say. I have rehearsed and I've thought about it and stuff. So I've got my comments ready.
I'm a big baby, so
are you gonna be crying?
Am I gonna cry?
Yeah.
At some of the things you say.
I don't think it's like intentionally tear jerky.
I guess that's my question to you. Is your stuff cry worthy?
I guess we'll find out, right? I guess we'll find out.
I'm a big baby for that stuff.
It's not like intentionally tear jerky, but like
tear jerky.
Like I'm gonna make sure like we're gonna talk about them and I don't know. There's a certain level of like emotion that goes into it because this is a wedding.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like it's not gonna be like I'm not gonna like let me put it this way. I'm not gonna spend like 20 minutes roasting pickle. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like I'm not gonna be like nice dressed nerd.
Ooh, I know.
You know what I mean?
I know Mallory is preparing a speech,
and
she's everyone I think is kept under, like everyone's kind of being Pickle's keeping everyone like on a time limit. Like
she's given me like a wrap it up sign. Like I know how long this thing's supposed to be, and I'm not supposed to go for longer than 35 minutes. So
very organized.
I'll keep it.
Weddings are very organized.
Yeah.
Anyways, but
that it?
We have going back into football.
Yeah.
I like the wedding stuff. But we also have what are your top 5 Texas high school football team logos?
Oh, logos?
Yeah, logos.
Oh.
It was asked by HPTS.
Okay, excellent question. And I'm not trying to get out of this. I want to table that.
Okay.
The reason is I want to package that into a segment.
Ooh.
Like I want to make that a real life segment because I want to get like Pickles top 5.
Ooh.
I want to get like Steps top 5. Like I want to do like a top 5. Like I want to get the staff because I think that's a great off-season topic.
Yes. Ooh,
so
I
want to keep our powder dry. Excellent. I am not avoiding it. I am merely putting that on in the parking lot, and we're going to come back to it this offseason because I think that's excellent. That is worthy of more time than 30 seconds on a final thoughts segment on January 16th.
I became very familiar with a lot of as an associate producer for Texas Football Tonight. We had to accumulate a lot of logos for our graphics.
Yeah.
And I got myself very familiar with a lot of logos.
Yep.
And yeah, there's a lot. There's a good amount. Like certain schools I think have logos for football and like logos for the school.
Oh yeah. There's a lot because some of the teams will put like stars or something on their logo for the number of state championships they've won.
Yes.
And they will also yell at you if you have the wrong number of stars.
Yes.
No reason for me to mention that.
I can see that.
I think that's going to do it for us. Thanks for spending a little bit of your day with us. Follow us on Twitter at DCTF. Like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Dave Campbell's. Follow us on Instagram, instagram.com/Dave Campbell. And, of course, see us at texasfootball.com. Thanks again to Ruben Garcia, head coach of the Kingsville King Brahmas, for being our guest. For V&A Moreno, I'm Greg Tepper. Vince Young, please come get your Player of the Year trophy. We will see you Monday on Texas Football Today.
Bye.